What's up everyone? Today we are going to be filming a video about our treehouse, so let's go. Alright, so here we are. Alright, what's up? We're in the treehouse now, and just want to go over some things before we share some tips on how we built the treehouse. So we always wanted a treehouse, and living in the city, you can't really have one because there's not enough trees, and the neighbors don't really want to see a treehouse in one of the trees. So when we moved out to the country, we were able to build one, and I think the entire process took like a year and a half, so it was a very slow build, but overall, we only used what we had as far as lumber goes, so everything, we didn't have to go out and buy a bunch of lumber. I think we only buy a couple things like nails and the roof. But everything we got was from the trash pile from our house that was being built. So we just took everything, took it to the back of the woods, we made a little wood shed, and stored everything in there while we were building the treehouse. And we've even eaten dinner up here once. I think we had like some pasta and noodles, so that was quite good. But it's a very sturdy treehouse, and we're going to share some tips on like how we built it and what's the best way to build a treehouse with what you have. Gabe, do you want to share how we use it for airsoft?
Yeah, so we also use it for airsoft for snipers. The snipers are in here, so then you can shoot people below ground. Makes it a lot easier, and then it's also really just fun for any airsoft game.
Yeah, we've played a game where the airsoft people will be up here with one magazine of bullets only, and everyone on the ground has unlimited amounts of bullets, and so those are some very fun games. It did end a little bit brutally because there's some close range shots because people climbing up the ladder, but it was a fun game. And some specs about the treehouse. In the area that we're standing in now is the main area, and this is 8 feet by 12 feet, and we have these big windows. We cover them with tarps sometimes, and then we have this big door right here, and then on the outside we have a 2-foot deck, so just a little bit something so you can stand outside, and it has a little bit of a tarp and some sticks to give some protection, and so you don't fall over. There's a little railing, but it has some great views if you want to come and take a look at the view. You get a good view of all the woods. It's really pretty right now with the snow. I wish there was more snow because it'd be on the trees, but you can pretty much see most of our woods, so it's a great view. For the floor, we made that at our neighbor's house. He actually helped us build a lot of this. So we made it at our neighbor's house, and then he brought it over in his truck, and then we hoisted it over with some ropes and just pulling it up there, and so that ended up working. And then we just added supports wherever it was flexible. With framing, we just used regular 2x4s. I wish we could have had a little bit more 2x4s, so we could have had some in between, like a regular house framing would be. These are a little bit wider than that, but it ends up doing the job fine. So we made it for on either side of the OSB. We could screw it in, and that's how the framing works. For the walls, we use OSB board. And we carried some of these up and used a tractor to also help on a couple of them. So it starts at 8 feet over here, and then goes down to 7 feet on this side. I do like the taller ceilings and not being short all around.
Here's our deck, and so we have a railing here that's drilled in from a 2x4 right there, and then we have roughly around 30 boards all right here that is attached by another board that's down there. You can't see it, just right there. And then we have like a toe cut here so you don't accidentally put your foot through and then fall off to your death. And then we just camouflage painted all these, and then we also have this like camouflage netting that we put up all along here. We put some sticks over there, most of them fell out.
Our boy treehouse, this is very girly paint. It's purple, and that was by accident. So we had some leftover paint from our house that was a very white gray, And so we thought, oh, I bet if we got a dark brown and we mixed it with the white, that it would turn into a light brown to kind of blend into the trees. But apparently brown and white makes purple. I don't know how, but that's what we ended up with. So we just ended up painting some of the walls purple. At Lowe's we got some camouflage paints, so they're just a matte, flat color. The colors were green and brown, and then we painted a base coat of tan over all the sides, and then just kind of painted in some tree shapes. So I realized the best thing, instead of doing like swirls and what you would think of as a traditional camo, it's going to look way better if you blend it in and actually paint trees and leaves on it. And actually it looks really artistic and cool in my opinion, and I like the look that it created. Okay, so this treehouse was a fun building project. It's great for airsoft and just to hang out with your friends, and it's also quite fun for some family dinners. If we end up adding some other stuff like we want to, if you want to add a zip line or a rope bridge, we'll end up letting you know, and some other stuff that we do to this, like maybe a generator in the future. We'll share it with you. But stay tuned for Monday for the next premiere. See ya.